Good evening, everyone. In today's class, we're going to do solvency ratios, which is after the liquidity ratio. Under solvency ratio, the first one is debt to equity. Debt to equity is debt divided by equity. Very easy to remember. Debt divided by equity. But what are the different names that we use for debts, and what does debt means here? Debt means long-term debts. Debt means long-term debts. And equity means shareholders fund. Shareholders fund is share capital plus reserves and surplus. Share capital includes equity and preference here. So debt is long-term debts. Long-term debts are long-term borrowings, otherwise called as non-current liabilities. Equities is nothing but shareholders fund. Now, the other term that we come across in this category of question, capital employed. Capital employed is shareholders fund plus non-current liabilities. Now, non-current liability is just the other name for long-term debts. So, capital employed equals shareholders fund plus non-current liabilities. Now, let's see how to do the sums based on debt to equity ratios. Question number 36. The total asset is 2,60,000. Total debts is 1,80,000. Current liability is 20,000. Calculate debt to equity ratio. What is debt to equity? Long-term debts divided by shareholders fund. Long-term debts means total debts minus current liability, because total debts includes long-term and short-term debts, right? Long-term debts plus short-term debts forms total debts. Short-term debts is otherwise called as current liability. Long-term debts is otherwise called as non-current liability. So total debts minus current liability will give you long-term debts or non-current liabilities. Now, using this, so total debt is 1,80,000. In that, current liability is given as 20. Therefore, non-current liability will be the balancing figure, 1,80,000 minus 20, 1,60,000. If we know the total of the asset, we also know the total of liability plus capital. So this side total will also be 2,60,000. Now 2,60,000 minus 1,80,000, shareholders fund will be 80,000. So once you find shareholders fund and non-current liabilities, we can apply it in the formula. Debt by equity is debt to equity. Debt is long-term debts, which is 1,60,000, divided by shareholders fund, which is 80,000. So answer is 2:1 for 36th question. Question number 37. Again here, find debt to equity. Equity share capital is 5 lakhs. General reserve is 90,000. Accumulated profit. Accumulated profit is part of reserves and surplus. Shareholder fund comprises of share capital plus reserves and surplus. So 5 lakh plus 90 plus 50 contributes shareholders fund. And long-term debts here is only debentures. Current liability will not be part of long-term debts, as we know. The liability is a short-term debts. So 1,30,000 divided by the total that you get when you add 5 lakh plus 90 plus 50, which is 6,40,000, will be debt to equity ratio here. Question number 38. Following information, calculate debt to equity. Equity share capital 1 lakh, preference share capital 50,000, general reserve 45,000, reserves, which is profit and loss account balance, and 10% debentures 75, current liability 50,000. Now, out of this, equity will be part of shareholders fund, preference will be part of shareholders fund, general reserve will be part of shareholders fund, Surplus will be part of shareholders fund. All this put together will be your equity, or otherwise shareholders fund total. And long-term debts is only debentures here. So debts will be this. So 75,000 divided by the total of this will give you debt to equity answer for this question. Question number 39. Capital employed is 8 lakh. Shareholders fund is 2 lakhs. Capital employed, I already told you, capital employed is long-term debts, or otherwise non-current liability plus shareholders fund. So we know capital employed is 8 lakh. We know shareholders fund is 2 lakhs. Therefore, non-current liability is 6 lakhs. Non-current liability is nothing but debts, right? Divided by equity, and equity is given to us as 2 lakhs. So 6 by 2, 3:1 is the answer. Question number 40. Balance sheet has the following amount. 10% debentures, 10% preference shares, which is part of shareholders fund, equity share capital, part of shareholders fund, reserves and surplus, already a part of reserves and surplus. SPR is already a part of reserves and surplus, so we should ignore this. Reserves and surplus contain all type of reserves. So SPR is already a part of this. So shareholders fund will be only reserves and surplus, not SPR. Long-term loans from IDBI is long-term debts or non-current liability. Current asset, current liability, investment, fixed asset, and depreciation written off. Now, when depreciation is given, you can deal it in 2 ways. One, take depreciation under long-term debts and provision, and fixed asset will be maintained at cost there. Or subtract depreciation from the fixed asset and show fixed asset at book value. So here I am going to take the second way, where I am going to take the net value of fixed asset, not the cost value, which means the book value. So book value of fixed asset is 6 lakhs minus 14 lakhs, 60 lakhs minus 40 lakhs, 46 lakhs. So if you put a balance sheet in rough, you will be able to figure out what all is shareholders fund and what the total of shareholders fund and what is non-current liability. Non-current liability here is only long-term liability, nothing else. So add all the shareholders fund, which will be equity, and 30 lakhs is the debt. 30 divided by total will give you debt to equity. The question here is not just to find the long-term soundness, but also the short-term financial position. So we need to calculate the current ratio also. Current, and we can go for liquid also, but then there is no information about stock, etc. So hence we restrict with current ratio. Current ratio is current asset by current liability. Current asset is 12 lakh, current liability is 8 lakh. 12 divided by 8, 1.5:1 will be the answer. So coming to question number 41. The next is question number 41. Calculate debt to equity for the following information. Asset gross 8 lakh 40, accumulated depreciation 1 lakh 40. Something similar to the previous sum. So what we did there, we subtracted and took the book value of the asset. Even here we stick to the same way. Subtract 1 lakh 40 from fixed asset and take only the book value or the net value, which works out to 7 lakhs here. Non-current investment 14,000, long-term borrowings 56, long-term loans in advance 56,000, current asset 3 lakh 50, current liability 2 lakh 80, 10% long-term borrowings, which is long-term debts 4 lakh 20, and long-term provisions 1 lakh 40. This item is different here, which we don't find in the previous question. Now, when you see this first, we feel as if the accumulated depreciation is given again as long-term provisions, but that's not the case. Accumulated depreciation is given separately, and this is provision for some other items, like provision for bad and doubtful debts, like provision for any other compensation or something, workman's compensation, any other reserve. So these provisions are, this provision is not the accumulated provision depreciation, but something else. Hence, we should add to the long-term debts. So, debt divided by equity, debt means long-term debts and provisions. So, here since we have a different provision, and we will not say that it's accumulated depreciation, 4 lakh 20 plus 1 lakh 40 will be your total long-term debts and provision, divided by equity, which is shareholders fund, which we have to find it from the given information. Let's see that. Fixed asset is given as Fixed asset is given as 8 lakh 40 over there. 1 lakh 40 is depreciation. Subtracted, you get 7 lakh as the book value of the fixed asset. Non-current investment given in 14,000. Long-term loans in advance 56,000. Current asset 3 lakh 50. So if you add all this, the asset side total is 11 lakh 20, which is equal to liability plus capital. Current liability is 2 lakh 80. Long-term borrowings, which is only the debt, long-term debts, that's 4 lakh 20. Now consider long-term provision also, which is 1 lakh 40. If you don't take this into account, if you take this as this one as accumulated depreciation itself, then you will get 1:1 as the ratio. Then you will get this 1:1. You may not get 2:1. Okay. In order to get 2:1, we have to take long-term provisions under long-term loans and borrowings. So now these two together will be your long-term debts, which is, so shareholders fund plus long-term debts and provision plus current liability is equal to the total. Total we know as 11 lakh 20. Shareholders fund is missing information. Long-term borrowings and provision is 4 lakh 20 plus 1 lakh 40, 5 lakh 60. Current liability given in the question as 2 lakh 80. Through this we find shareholders fund as 2 lakh 80. Now debt by equity. Debt is 5 lakh 60, that is this figure, 4 lakh 60 plus 1 lakh 40, divided by equity, which shareholders fund 2 lakh 80. So we get 2:1 as the answer. The next ratio under solvency is asset to debt ratio, which is total asset divided by the debt. Total asset is total of the asset side, and debt is again long-term debts and provisions only. This ratio measures the extent to which the debt is being covered by the asset. So all these ratios are mainly interested by those who wanted to lend to the organization. So total asset divided by debt. Now let's do sums based on this. Question number 51. Total asset is 12 lakh. Shareholders fund is 2 lakhs. Reserves and surplus is 50,000. Current asset is 5 lakh. Working capital is 1 lakh. Calculate total asset to debt. Now, for total asset, we need to find the total of the asset side of the balance sheet, right? And debt is nothing but the long-term debts. Now, since we know the total debts as 12 lakhs, total debts minus current liability will give you long-term debts and provision. Here in the question, current liability is not given straight away. Instead, they've given current asset and working capital. We know working capital is equal to current asset minus current liability. So current asset minus working capital is current liability. So current liability works out to 4 lakh. When current liability is 4 lakh and total liability is 12 lakh, the non-current liability or long-term liability and provision will be 12 minus 4, 8 lakh. So this is our debt now. Now we need the total assets. Total assets is also equals to liability plus capital. Now shareholders fund we know as 2 lakhs. Total debts, which is current as well as non-current. So if I add these two, will be the total of asset side. And reserves and surplus is already part of shareholders fund. So don't add it again. So 12 lakhs plus 2 lakhs, 14 lakhs will be the total. 12 lakhs plus 2 lakhs, 14 lakhs will be the total of asset side. So 14 divided by 8 will get 1.75 is to 1. For the 51st one. Now 52. Total asset to debt again, equity given, long-term borrowings given, surplus, everything is given, general reserve, everything. And what we need is asset total and long-term debts. Now under this, long-term borrowings will be part of debt and long-term provision will be part of debt. So 1 lakh 80 plus 1 lakh 20 adds up to 3 lakh 20. So this is our debt total. So debt is 3 lakh. Whereas total assets will be all of this because this will generate the total liability plus capital. So 4 lakh plus 1 lakh 80 plus 1 lakh plus general reserve plus current liability plus long-term provisions. All this together forms the total side of the liability plus capital, which is equal to total asset. So 9 lakh is total asset, debt is 3 lakh, and 9 divided by 3 is to 1 is the answer for the 52nd one. 53rd question, calculate total asset to debt again. Fixed asset cross value is given and accumulated depreciation is given here separately. So find the net value or the book value by subtracting this. So fixed asset will be only 5 lakh. Non-current investment 10,000 will be considered. So fixed asset, current asset of 2,50,000, non-current investment of 10,000, and then what? And then we have long-term loans and advances 40,000. So fixed asset, current asset, non-current investment, long-term loans and advances 40,000 contributes the total of the asset side. Whereas the debts here is long-term borrowings of 3 lakh and long-term provisions of 1 lakh. So debts here is 4 lakh. Total asset is 5 lakh plus 2 lakh 50, which is 7 lakh 50 plus 10,000 plus 40,000, which is 8 lakh. So 8 lakh divided by 4 lakh. 8 lakh divided by 4 lakh, 2 is to 1 ratio. That's how we get the answer for this. Next ratio is proprietary ratio under solvency, which is shareholders fund divided by total asset. Shareholders fund is otherwise called as equity because in the previous ratios we used it as equity. So shareholders fund is otherwise equity, otherwise also called as proprietary fund. These are the different names we give to shareholders fund. Equity, equity fund, proprietary fund. Total asset is simply as total asset only. This ratio shows the extent to which the total asset has been financed by the proprietor. The higher the ratio, the higher the margin. Okay, this ratio should be kept in fraction. The previous ones used to be in pure form. This need to be maintained in fraction. So answer must be like 3 is to 3 by 5, 4 by 7 like that. Now let's do sums based on this. Ratio. From the following information, calculate the proprietary ratio. Share capital. What is proprietary ratio? Shareholders fund divided by total asset. So shareholders fund is share capital plus reserves and surplus. So that means 4,80,000 divided by total asset, and here total asset is non-current asset plus current asset. Non-current includes fixed also and others. So 13 lakh 20 plus 6. So that means 19 lakh 20,000. If you divide you will get the answer is 0.25:1. Question number 55. Calculate the propriety ratio for the following. Equity, they have given the total here, which is total of the liability and total of the asset. So this makes our work little easy because it is shareholders fund divided by total asset. Total asset we already know. Total asset we know as 7,50,000. So shareholders fund is only adding the first three items. Equity, preference, reserves. Remember, debenture is a long-term debt, trade payable is a current liability. So add the first three will be your shareholders fund divided by the total asset. So 3 lakh plus 1 lakh 50, 4 lakh 50 plus 75, 5 lakh 25 divided by 7 lakh 50. Next one, calculate the propriety ratio for this. Equity propriety ratio, which is proprietary fund or otherwise shareholders fund, equity, preference, reserve will be part of that. Creditors will not come, debentures will not come. Fixed asset, trade investment, current assets put together will be your total asset. So adding these three and these three, then you put it in the formula, you'll get the answer for this. So this we have finished the first three ratios under solvency. Hope you understand this. Practice more sums on this topic. Thank you.